I want you to take your left hand and touch your right ear and then place your left hand by your lap again. We're going to look at the dark arts of selling and why it's so controversial. And everybody's going to think it's controversial because you're leaving the tribe. No, it's not controversial because of that. It's controversial because no one tells you what happens to people who get in the mindset of selling. Do you know what happens to them? It's a plague. It's infectious. Once you start selling, you look for reasons to sell. You know when you first start buying crypto, everything's like a Pokemon. You got to collect them all. When you start selling and you get in the mindset of, risk, reward, I got to get out. I've got to look for things. I promise you, everything becomes a warning sign. Everything is smoke. Everything is fire. Everyone's got a gun. You're paranoid. This is what happens. The people who make the most are naive. They're in a coma and they don't care. We're bulltards. We are literally bulltards. Those are the people who make the most. Contrary to what you see, because I'm telling you this now when there's maximum risk for me. Maximum reputation risk. You are not going to hear that. Instead, people who are day trading and telling you, hey, come follow my course, come do this and come do that. They're selling you on the idea that what they're doing is correct. Well, we don't even have any evidence to show that at all. You can see it on chain. The people who make the most money buy, hold, and do nothing. You might cry in the middle of it, but you don't click sell. They're the people who make the most. So, dark arts of selling. We're going to go through multiple tiers, okay? So, I think it's wise to just have a framework of where you want to think about scaling out. And there's not going to be a right answer. You can get obliterated doing this because if I'm going to lean on Bitcoin and Ethereum for a signal, it is very possible that they don't move, but altcoins move. Okay, there is always an Achilles heel. I'm telling you, in every single cycle, there's always a weakness. And it depends on what the majority of the crowd are doing. But because we're not there right now, we don't know what they're doing. You're not even guaranteed to know. And by definition, most of us aren't even going to be seeing it. Okay, so I have just some basic ones for you to think about. So each tier is to sell 20%. So one of them, 12 months after the Bitcoin halving. So April 2025, sell 20%. 18 months, about October 2025, sell 20%. Okay. These are just basic. You don't have to, but when I throw all of these out, at least you're planning years in advance. Okay. So you might have number 3, you throw some cute TA in here. You might do the first red Heikin-Ashi monthly candle after Bitcoin breaks its high. Okay. We can do this. This is monthly candles. And look, this is the funny part, right? So I love whenever I teach you something, you'll notice what I'll do is I'll immediately go to the chart and show you where it didn't work. Because you always got to respect the fact that the people who make the most money are peanut brains. You know what? That's it. I've had enough of this. We're gonna put a giant peanut here so you don't forget. This peanut is gonna be absolutely enormous. I'm sick of this. Okay, I'm sick of this stuff. All right, let's go. Look at this. The person who's literally willing to hold forever will make it. Okay, and the person who thinks, oh, I'm gonna sell on the first red Heikin-Ashi candle. Look what happens. Look what happens. You sell at the bottom of the China dump. And you might say, oh, but it's okay, it went down. No. Do you really trust yourself not to participate for these 6 months of crypto? NFTs, everything's going nuts, Olympus DAO. No way, man. There's absolutely no chance you can be guaranteed that for 6 months, you're going to say, nope, even though I sold the bottom at 29,000, I'm a genius. There's no way you're going to commit to that. You'll probably screw yourself by buying up again and taking another loss. Okay? And look at this. Look at this time. How's your first red Heikin-Ashi candle there? You sell Bitcoin at $64 and then it goes to 1,000. So, yay, clap for this genius, everybody. So I'm already showing you there is no foolproof method. You have to understand the peanut brain will win. The peanut brain. You have to believe that this crypto industry is going to keep growing. And more people will get onboarded. More developers will come and make solutions for things we don't even know. You have to believe in that, really to the core of your bone. If you don't, well, you're going to be that guy selling on the bottom of the candle thinking you're a genius. So crypto, right? Crypto is a low-hanging fruit. This is the fruit. I've got a cute little grape here for you. This is what people think is happening. They think because crypto went up 400x and then 150x and then some things went 30x, people actually think that this is how slow the edge is going to diminish. They think it's going to go down like this over time, right? They think, oh, you know, I made 100x here and then I'll be able to make like a 50x in the next cycle. I promise you, you could not be further from the truth, okay? I've been in trading firms, trading offices. I've seen so much low-hanging fruit out there. I know exactly how fast it disappears. Okay, and by the way, yes, this is a cute giraffe who is nibbling at the fruit. I'm telling you right now. You know this parabola's going up? Well, this one's going down. That is what happens over time. So everyone at the start is getting enormous fruit. And this is what everyone's fighting over. This is what we're going to be fighting over this. We're going to become stock market boomers. Let's grab this. We're going to be fighting for the next 3 cycles for this absolute trash. You're going to be putting in exponentially more time to get way smaller returns. And if you want to think about it logically, I can show you right now. Back here, crypto, Bitcoin was nothing. People were putting $500, $1,000. So when they made 100x up here, they were like, wow, $100,000. You know, I can't retire, but it's amazing. Okay, and a lot of people didn't cash out. But now, the market had gotten bigger, the cycles had continued. People didn't put $1,000 anymore here. They stepped it up. In this part, people were in between 10 and 25k. Now you can see why, at 10x, people were thinking about the exits. Because they don't have $1,000 anymore. They've got like 25k. So if you honestly think that the next round, people are going to stop at 25k, then you've learned nothing. In the next round, there's probably going to be more bullish news. Who knows, man? It's probably going to be $75,000 to $100,000. I already know multiple people who are putting their 401k or superannuation and their DCA buying Bitcoin and Ethereum. So they're not stopping at 20, 25k. They're probably going to put 100. So they're more than happy, man, for your crappy little 2x, your 3x. So let's say the average volume, by the time we're done, right? Just to let you know, the average volume for Bitcoin was about 10,500 in this zone right here. That's where there's the volume. The average person was entered, 10,500. So maybe ours is going to be like, 45k. And if I tell you, hey, the average retailer doesn't have $1,000 or $25,000 anymore, now it's $100,000. I do see a world where they all paper hand around here and we can't push up. So the fruit is getting eaten faster and faster. We're going to be fighting for less. So that's what you got to understand. Peanut brains are going to win. You have this tier. Selling this first red Heikin-Ashi candle. I like this just because it gives you a reason to look at the chart. Maybe you notice there's a change, right? And I've got these other ones to protect us on top. So you might add the 5th one will just be like your wild card. Never sell, right? It might even be like Jim Cramer gets bullish. It might be, Peter Schiff gets bullish, right? Peter Schiff gets bullish. You don't know, man. You don't know. Maybe Bitcoin spot ETF. Okay. These are the most 4 important ones. If you want to throw one in the middle, you can put anything on here. I want to put this one, but I left it for last because this can get a bit dangerous. So this, sell everything, sell 20% when Bitcoin hits 100k or ETH hits 10k. So this one's dangerous because you can get trapped big time with this. If you start to put price targets here, this is where you get absolutely destroyed. I find that people on average, everybody, the crowd, is either overly optimistic or way too bearish in these. So you see all these, you think, well, they're great, but how do I maximize this? And I'll tell you how. You know what the answer is already. The answer is to stop being a little bitch, okay? And actually go hard in the depression phase, okay? You will see all over my Twitter, what do I say? Buy the depression. That's why I always say this, okay? Buy the depression. You have to buy the depression. When you buy the depression, you can be a paper hand for 10x, man. You're not praying for a 10x. Now it's like, hey, I'm going to get 10, 20, 30, or 50, okay? There are people who bought here with Anthony Scaramucci and other people, funds that came and bought up, and Elon Musk starts taking notes. No, look at these guys, man. At a 2-3x, the party's over. They're all holding for 100k plus. Bitcoin's obviously losing volatility. This is more accentuated in Ethereum, okay? This is where you got to see the actual magic. So Ethereum, if you weren't a little bitch, man, you get to buy an average. Let's say worst case, you're getting $200 at 4,000, man. What is that, a 20x? Oh my God. Because you bought during the depression phase, you're up 20x because you got in the depression phase. Whereas everybody else who is coming in for NFTs and dogs and doesn't know what's going on, they're buying at like 1,800. Do you see the difference, man? 20x versus, I'll give him like a 2. I'll give him a 3x. I'll be generous. Versus 3x. The gains you get from buying in the depression phase absolutely clobber the meat of the move in the middle. The people waiting for the confirmation, the day traders telling you, oh, please take a USDC position with me. Those people get absolutely destroyed by peanut brains. You can go check all the charts, all the history. It happens also in stocks, but in the stock market index itself, it's barely moving, man. But even then, the big funds, yes, you have to buy the fear. You have to. And I don't know how long the fear will be obvious. And you don't either. Because I remember, go back to Little Cute Giraffe. We don't know, man. This edge, I'm telling you, we're down here. I'm telling you right now, we're down here. This was early days. We're down here. People think we're still up here. People think, oh, I'm going to make 100x in the next cycle. I don't think they are. No, they're not. We're down here. There's 22,000 altcoins. So if you go through, man, there used to be one coin, Bitcoin, okay? Then it went to like 10, okay? Then around here, you had like 500 or like maybe 100. Not even, man. It was tiny. It was like 100 to 200. And then up here, well, you had like 500 in the ICO mania. Look at these numbers getting bigger. I remember at the end of 2020, there were 5,000. Okay? And now it's up to 20,000. Man, there used to be 100 altcoins. Now there's 20,000, friends. And you think you're going to find the lowest hanging fruit. It's getting harder and harder. The network effects that are winning, they're going to get more edge. They're going to find ways to keep people inside the network. And that means lower hanging fruit is going to get eaten up. Yum, 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 yum. It's going to get eaten up. Because you're going to find, like Ethereum, its user base won't drop below a certain number. Why? The Ethereum layer 2s and all the applications deployed on there, they're getting people in the habit of using the chains and people don't want to leave. It's the same thing with Facebook. It's the same thing with Instagram. You get a certain number of people using the network, it have permanent value there and it does not decay as much as everything else that tries. So this will get solved over time. Now the goal is to find out which one's winning, but you get the point. So, the dark arts of selling. We have these different conditions. You know, we might even throw all of them out. We will. You know, I did this. No one has these tiers yet. I haven't seen people have these tiers yet. I am planning ahead because I've noticed in my trading, investing career, everything, I've noticed every time it comes to a cycle and I use information from the past, when it comes to the next iteration, people are so much smarter that it's so easy to get caught in the whirlwind and trapped with everyone. Okay? And now this is the first cycle. I go, you know what? I bet it's going to try screw us again. So we're going to have to think super skeptical of everything, right? And this is how I did it. We covered every angle. You have, let's go, arrows. You have an early time factor. By the way, 12 months after Bitcoin halving, that's when China banned Bitcoin and we collapsed, okay? That was the first one. The second one is like, well, historically, this is when every single bull run has ended 18 months after the Bitcoin halving. I don't know why. That's just it. That's just how it is. It takes time for the supply shock to happen, and that's what happens, right? Then you have something in the TA where you can see, it's turned on the monthly candle, man. That's pretty deep. And a Heikin-Ashi, which is the average of the prices. That's something to take note of as well. Okay? And if you don't sell everything, at least this gives you a warning sign. Like, hey, don't deploy your money into like crap. Okay? So this just, looking at these all together, they give you a bit of an edge. Fourth part, sell just when a round number. Bitcoin hits 100K, ETH hits 10K, you know. Why this is dangerous, just be super careful of this one. I'll tell you why now. Because you are going to do one of two things. You sell too early and you see it go up and then you're going to think your thesis is invalidated. Or a lot of people will sell too late. Okay? Because what might happen is, I'm going to draw it for you. Let's go to Ethereum. This is where it gets very dangerous. Because what happens is people see something going up fast. Here we have Ethereum. And let's say we are in the year 2025. So we've teleported here. And Ethereum goes up. And we're like, woo, we're going up. And what happens is they might see it go from 7,800 to 12K pretty fast. And then sit up here. And what happens is this part, the fast part, we are so excited by the number of people who join the network. People come into crypto, it's on TV and everything, and the rush of endorphins and emotions show you, wow, look how fast we went here. This is just the beginning. That's what happens every time. All the YouTube influencers will be saying, oh my God, this way exceeded my expectations. Look how fast we got here. We only got here because there are no sellers. We're going to have an Ethereum ETF and the Bitcoin ETF. That's what they're going to be saying. And you see I'm throwing all this stuff in your mind already? When I throw all this stuff in your mind, it's so hard. You're never going to get beyond it. You're just going to see it going up really fast and you're going to say, oh my God, this is literally, wow. You know how I know this? When Bitcoin was around here, this is the Ethereum chart, I thought, oh my God, look how fast. Let's go back. Let's show you the Bitcoin chart. Okay. We're going to leave our peanut brain here. This rectangle. Okay. Let me tell you, friends. You know why I was so bullish? It was literally, what, January, February, and we were already 50K. Look at this March. March 1st, we were around $50,000 in March. And we were saying, oh my God, I know it was going to be a bullish year. But wow, first 3 months of the year, 50K. And I'm here being honest with you. I thought, wow, the market is confirming to me that it's stronger than I thought. So, you know, by the way, you know what I was saying back then? I said, too many people expect Bitcoin to hit $100,000. Therefore, we're either going to hit 400 or 50 and stop. And that's going to be the top. I did not think that it was going to be the 51. Because look, it hit 50 in literally 90 days of the year. And 0% interest rates and QE and all this stuff, right? I was like, wow. And look at this. That was literally the top. Wouldn't all the Bitcoin people, wouldn't Michael Saylor would have loved to exit at 50K, same as Elon Musk. So that's what these numbers, they're meant to be a guide, but I already know, man. You throw them out here, people are going to get them wrong. You know, you're going to fixate on this 100K. Like, what if Bitcoin hits 120K, comes back to 90, goes back to 130, then you're going to keep holding, and then it drifts back down to 90. And you don't know, hey, maybe that's the start of the bear market, right? So at the end of the day, you can avoid these. Like I've said, you can absolutely avoid these if you're just buying in the depression phase. If you buy in the depression phase, you will avoid these. Okay, because at the end of the day, okay, this is global M2 liquidity. Global M2 liquidity is going up. I have this cute chart for you. They are still printing money. Keep it on the hush. Don't tell everyone. Every country's still printing money. Okay? And here's the total crypto market cap. Alright. We're 1 trillion. Maybe by the time you watch this, hopefully we're 1.5. Who knows? But this is growing. You know we're going to keep growing. And at the end of the day, as long as you have this mentality that you must get super aggressive in the depression phase, everything else becomes cream on top. Until next time, friends.